All right, so the next thing is I did want to go and revisit the design options because we started with the design options thing and I got kind of carried away building the slope site. But I want to revisit those because right now I have this main model where I've been working and I can select the topography and the stairs and all that stuff that I made, and I can also select the model that I just loaded in. But what I want to do is I want to put those things that I just created into this other design option that I created. So if I go to the urban design option, it has the urban one that I created earlier, and it has the main model, which includes the sloped site. So what I want to do is get the sloped site out of that and into the sloped version. So if I go to the main model, I can come in and I'm just going to go to my 3D view and I'm just going to window around everything. And the only thing I don't want is the model here. And so I'm going to go to filter and I'm going to get rid of generic models, right? And it's going to deselect that. You can see it deselect that. And I can come down here and I can add to set. I could also cut and paste it if I wanted to. But if I go to add to set, I want to add it only to the slope set, right? So it's going to remove it from the no site, the primary option, and it's going to remove it from the urban. Okay. If I click OK, it'll move that. And now I'm in the main model, which does not have the slope site. And it is just has the model. So that's the primary. So no site. There's no urban site in here and there's no slope site. But if I pick the slope site, it takes me back to the slope site. And if I pick the urban site, it takes me to the urban site. Well, let's say that I messed around a little bit and I've decided that I really wanted the primary to be sloped. So every time that I'm in the main model, it will show the sloped version. You can go to the main model here, click on the design options, and if I pick sloped and make it primary option, it shows when the main model is current. So the only thing that is not in a design option is this generic model, and it shows up in every option, right? And so anything that you create and do not put in a design option is in the main model, and it will show up in every single version. But then you can go through and change what these guys are, which is primary. You can also show different versions on the same sheet by setting your visibility graphics. So for example, if I come into my composition sheet and I'm going to duplicate this sheet as an empty sheet, right? And then I'll go to my site schematic. Actually, let's go to the site schematic here, right? And I'm going to change the scope box to the scope box overall so you can see a larger portion of it, right? And let's, okay. Um, let's go to the view range and edit that. So I'm just going to push that to unlimited so it looks below that surface. It's kind of weird the way that it does that. And then maybe let's go to my plan. Let's go to site here. And I'm going to change the sort of settings for this guy. Let's pull it in a little bit, right? Okay. And I'll close that. So now my site schematic looks like that. Let's go ahead and view hide these guys just to get us to a basic level. And then I'm going to duplicate the site schematic. All right, so I'll right click on it and duplicate the view. If it will ever let me get down there. And I'll name this one urban. All right, urban. All right. And if I have that one current, I can go to my visibility graphics and I can actually go to design options and say, no, I don't want it to show the primary. I want it to show the urban version. All right, so now I've got the urban version and the primary version. Maybe in this guy, I release it from the scope box, right? Because it's a different thing. And I just pull it, you know, let's get it to the edge a little bit. Kind of there, and kind of there, right? I don't know how far that goes out. Not too far. So something like that. So now I have two views, one that's showing the primary and one that's showing the urban. And I can go to my composition sheet and drag the urban one on. Ooh, it's too big. Let's make it smaller. Let's make it, how about 1/16 of an inch? And then let's just delete it and drag it back on. Won't fit? Yep, just about. And I'll flip the viewport to no title. And then I'll go to site schematic A, and let's flip that guy to 1/16 of an inch before we drag it on. This, right? And then if I bring that on, right, there's that. And I can set that to at this point. And then I could adjust them, obviously, but you can kind of see what you can do. You can set up different things in the same file. All right, but you don't have to do this, but I thought I would show you. We'll go over it a little bit